and welcome. You are watching the Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+. Coming to you live from the Houck Fieldhouse in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. My name is Kyler Messenger. We're here with you before the match, and I'll be here with you till the end of the match. Today's game is between the University of Missouri Tigers and the Southeast Missouri State Redhawks, a marquee Missouri matchup between these two Missouri teams. Mizzou travels from Columbia all the way down to Cape Girardeau, and they take on SEMO at the home Houck Fieldhouse. SEMO sitting at 12-9, Mizzou at 12-7. Both of these teams respectfully at 12 wins. Both of these teams have the same conference record. Mizzou out in the SEC sitting at 4-4 on the season so far. SEMO out in the OVC also at 4-4. SEMO currently sits 6th of 11th in the OVC. Mizzou 10th of 16th in the SEC. SEMO coached by Julie Yankus and Mizzou coached by Dawn Sullivan. Before this game gets started, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some players to watch. The players to watch are presented by Jostens. Jostens, the official recognition of the OVC for the Redhawks, the home team. It's none other than number 2, Lucy Arndt. The junior has 306 kills on the season. Not only that, she's a double machine. She's got 216 digs on the season. Over on the opposing side for the Tigers, it's none other than Kaylin Anderson. The senior has 264 kills on the season, 117 digs, and 17 aces. This is a master that Mizzou has on the outside. Alexander led not only the SEC, she wasn't in the SEC last year. She led all of Division I volleyball in kills last season, and now transfers from Hawaii to Mizzou. Alexander has been making an impact for the Tigers. Quickly before this game starts, let's take a look at our starting lineups. For Mizzou, setting Megan Holder at libero, Nina Schubert on the outside, Marin Johnson and Lucy Arndt in the middle. It's going to be Ramiri Gardner and Elena Lester, and the co-OVC freshman of the week, Katie St. John, gets the start. For the Tigers, at setter, it's going to be none other than the magnificent Maya Sands. In the middle, it's going to be Tia Finizzi, Kaylin Alexander, Marina Crownover, Maka Labaglio, Janet DeMarie, and Tyra Ariel. That is the starting lineup for the Tigers, the starting lineup for the Redhawks. And we are almost underway here in Cape Girardeau. This is a SEMO team that has taken down a Big Ten opponent in Iowa. They can take down a bigger opponent, Mizzou, in the SEC. Coming down to play SEMO, who's in the OVC. Take a look at some of the keys to the match for today's game, which is presented by German American Bank. For SEMO, you got to stay aggressive. Lucy Arndt, first in the entire nation in attacks, and this team 7th with 3,154 on the season. And from Mizzou, you just got to stay efficient and feed your outside hitters. Last year against SEMO, they hit 530. 53% of the balls that they hit landed successfully. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for a beautiful game of volleyball, and Megan Holder is going to be the one to start it off. Megan Holder with the serve. First touch with DeMarie. Schubert with the set to St. John, and the first point of the day is going to go in SEMO's favor. Something to watch here for these Mizzou fans who aren't quite familiar with the Houck Fieldhouse. The ceiling is low. In case you didn't know, the ceiling is low. You saw on the end of that play, that ball ricocheted off of the Missouri defender and hit the ceiling. Something to watch as Alexander dives in the back, and it's going to be a play for SEMO. Johnson in the back. Holder sets to St. John, and St. John almost gets her second straight point. That one out of bounds will be the Tigers' point. That will send Mizzou back to serve. It's going to be Zoe Matias-Lopez to come in. The freshman getting her first action at the game. Has had a tremendous freshman season. Serves to Johnson. Johnson to Holder to Gardner. And Lopez dives and saves it. DeMarie with the kill. Finds Marin Johnson in the back row, and Johnson not able to return that. Janet DeMarie on the board for the first time of the day. Matias Lopez with the serve. Aaron Johnson, the good save. Lucy Arndt with their first attack of the day. Set by Crownover. Tipped. And it was kept in the air by Nina Schubert on a pancake. Lucy Arndt finds the back row. And that will be SEMO's point to tie the game up. So a tip on the outside from Kaylin Alexander. Almost was successful. And perchance could be successful. It looks like we'll get our first chance to look at a replay. We'll see if that ball goes in favor of Missouri or SEMO. A challenge from head coach Dawn Sullivan of Missouri. We'll look at this play from Arndt into the back row, and we'll let you decide on that one. One more look at it as Arndt hops. And the line judge called that one in. Referees go SEMO's favor. We'll see what the official call is. Dawn Sullivan talking to her team, Julie Yankis for the SEMO side. A shout out to our referees, Andy Martin and Nathaniel Hudson of the day. We'll see what that official call is from the instant replay. Take one more look at that ball. There it is on the left side of your screen. Slowly goes out. And if you were to ask me, it sure does look like that ball scraped the back line. We'll let the referee decide the final call. The suspense is killing us. He's moving. It looks like he's about to turn around and make the call. It'll be Mizzou point. That ball not touching the back line. The camera angle threw us off a little bit. Referee probably had a clear view at that one. And Mizzou's going to go up 3-1. It'll be Matias Lopez back to serve for the Tigers. Johnson with the first touch. Holder with the set to Arndt, who's blocked at the line. And Sands' return almost makes it over. Just doesn't. And Lucy Arndt, first kill of the day. They bring Arndt back to serve now. There it is from Arndt. Nearly an ace, but Lopez dives and saves it. Demaray with a difficult dig as Lopez finds that one. Crown over to Alexander in the back row, and that one will land. Kaylin Alexander with her first kill of the day. With that kill, Kaylin Alexander is 10 away from 1,500. Kaylin Alexander, we're on kill watch for Kaylin Alexander. Only 10 kills away from 1,500 career kills. We mentioned before, our player to watch led the NCAA in kills last year. Only 10 away from 1,500. We got a rally up on our hands. Alexander airs that one, and it's going to be SEMO's point. An error for Kaylin Alexander on the outside. A rare occurrence gives SEMO their third point. It's going to be Ramiri Gardner back to serve. The set to Alexander. It's blocked at the line by SEMO. Holder sets to St. John, and that one goes right back at her. Looks like that was Tyra Ariel with the block. Mizzou leader in blocks so far this season. Ariel has absolutely been making an impact. We're going to bring Ariel back to serve. Holder to Marin Johnson. Alexander gets the first touch. Crown over goes right back to Alexander, and that one will be successful. Another kill for Kaylin Alexander, who is now only 9 away from 1,500 career kills. Tyra Ariel back to serve for the Tigers. First year here with the team. Ariel is going to get another chance to serve. Looks like that one was blocked by Tia Finizzi. Finizzi in the middle on that front line. sent that ball right down at SEMO. This Mizzou front line towers over the Red Hawks lineup. That is something that you can just see. If you're looking at the screen, you can see from the stat sheet. SEMO's in the OVC, Mizzou's in the SEC. They just got more size. SEMO is going to have to work around that all day. Mizzou up 5 here in the first set. And Ariel still back to serve. Ariel serve first, touched by Lucy Arndt. Schubert the run for the second. And Marin Johnson with an air will result in another Missouri point. A 4-0 run for the Tigers that they are on right now. Tyra Ariel still back to serve. That serve ferociously comes over to Lucy Arndt, who's able to return it. Marin Johnson and Demaray finds Alexander SEMO's way. The attack. Lopez dives. Demaray to Alexander, who swings. SEMO's going to get a chance to return. Here comes Johnson. Lopez finds it again. Johnson at the line. Crown over. Back set. Tia Finizzi returned by the Red Hawks. We have a rally. Marin Johnson and Tia Finizzi going back and forth. Kaylin Alexander getting in the mix. Megan Holder sets to Katie St. John, and Katie St. John gets it done. Co-OVC Freshman of the Week for a reason. St. John on the outside gets her second kill of the match. Has 2 of SEMO's 4 points right now. It's going to be Holland Gilliams to serve for SEMO, the Jackson native, here in a sold-out crowd. Gilliams gets in the first set, and Kaylin Alexander with a punishing strike. Crown over back to serve for Mizzou. Gilliams first touches it. Holder sets to Johnson, and Johnson finds a soft spot of that defense. Wow, what a placement there from Marin Johnson. Talk about this sold-out crowd here in Cape Girardeau at the Houck Fieldhouse. You can see at the top of your screen just how many fans are here. Guys, this is the first sold-out volleyball game in Coach Yankis' career as Marin Johnson gets an ace. Coach Julie Yankis has been here for 15 years. First ever sellout crowd in SEMO volleyball in the last 15 years. Wow, they are packed out. SEMO playing Mizzou for the second straight year. They played last year. Mizzou won that matchup as Alexander hits that ball, but Schubert is able to handle it with one arm. Returns for the Red Hawks. That ball hit by Labaglio. Burns, jump set to Arndt. Sands dives, not able to find it. Lucy Arndt on the scoreboard. SEMO is in this set, only down 3 for this sold-out home crowd. Marin Johnson back to serve. Crown over to Alexander. It looks like that was short, not blocked. That one goes short, affected by Elena Lester, SEMO's leader in blocks in the middle. Ellie Burns, the setter, who can also jump. Don't be afraid if you see her jumping over the line. Lucy Arndt, do it all. That's the front line for the Red Hawks. And we're going to see a serving error from Marin Johnson as that one goes out. Front line right now for the Tigers. You got Janet Demaray on the left, Tia Finizzi in the middle, and it was Maka Labaglio on the right. This is Kaylin Alexander back to serve. Alexander serve, finds Schubert. Burns jump sets, and Lucy Arndt. What a kill. It's going to be Schubert with the serve. Couldn't see her on your screen there. Schubert notorious for serving back there on that left side. And it's going to be Demaray with the kill. It was blocked by SEMO. Not a successful block. Go down as a block attempt for Ramiri Gardner. And Demaray gets the kill. Jana Demaray has had a show-out stellar season so far for the Missouri Tigers. A 4-year returning player for the Tigers. Demaray finally getting that stardom that she's been playing for these last 4 years. Not that these last 3 years she hasn't been a star. She absolutely has. But this year, she's been headlining this team. I mean, leading the team in kills. Demaray has had a fantastic season. Demaray second on the team in kills to Kaylin Alexander. On one of the best trajectories to end the season for kills in her career so far, though. Crown over. The set, and Reagan Nelson somehow kept that ball alive in the back row for SEMO. It's going to be crown over in the middle to Ariel. And Ariel somehow was returned by SEMO. Lucy Arnto, a double hit, causes Mizzou to go up 3. We had a good battle on that last play. Reagan Nelson dove. A couple great plays from the Tigers ended up earning them that point, and Zoe Matias Lopez is back to serve. Holder to Arndt. That one somehow returned by Sands. And Demaray will add another kill as we talk about how good of a season she's been having so far. Now tied the team lead 3 kills. Matias Lopez to serve. Saw how that ball dropped on the end of that. A great serve that Lopez has. All the way in the back row for Kaylin Alexander. And SEMO stopped flat-footed, not sure how to return the flying Alexander. That's going to bring us to our very first break of the first set. Mizzou is currently up 5 thanks to Kaylin Alexander and Janet Demaray. I am Kyler Messenger, and we'll be right back. You have been watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate.
Hello and welcome back into the Houck Fieldhouse in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. I'm Kyler Messenger. We'll be with you all night. Mizzou currently up 15-10 versus SEMO. It's volley brawl night here in the Houck Fieldhouse. It's also SEMO Residence Life night. Some of the reasons why this home court is so sold out. We're back here in play. Demaray. Nelson in the back row dives. Holder with a difficult set. Won't be successful. Mizzou goes up 6. Zoe Matias Lopez back to serve. Floats that one. And it will be an air. It'll be SEMO's point. Nina Schuberth, reigning OVC Defensive Player of the Year, watches that one go out. I mean, some of the stats we have for this game, I'm so excited for the rest of this game. Nina Schuberth, reigning OVC Defensive Player of the Year. You got Maya Sands over on the Mizzou side, reigning not only one-time Libero of the Year, reigning back-to-back SEC Libero of the Year. That's number 3 over on the Tigers side for any Redhawks fans watching. Number 1 on the SEMO side. For any Tigers fans watching, we have a fantastic defensive lineup for both of these squads going out tonight. Just one of the many reasons why this game is so close here in the first set. Lucy Arndt back to serve. Set by Crownover. Alexander hits Holder in the face, and Holder returned that ball. That was Tyra Ariel in the middle who hit that ball. I apologize. Alexander to her left, and Megan Holder stays in the game. No question from coach if she's all right. You know she's tough after that one. Ariel smacked that ball right at her. Demaray with the serve. Lucy Arndt's first touch. Difficult one to play, but Holder plays it. Ariel strikes again, but this one goes out of bounds. Wasn't able to find a SEMO defender to place that one on this time, and it brings Ramiri Gardner to serve. Here's a serve from Gardner. Lopez with the first touch. Crownover, and Alexander is blocked. Katie St. John feeling herself after that block, getting the props from her teammates. Katie St. John, OVC Freshman of the Week for a reason. She's coming off her career high in the blocks. Last Saturday, SEMO did lose 3-1 to Eastern Illinois, but St. John had a career high in blocks and kills that game. Alexander misses. SEMO down 2. Mizzou team not coming off a loss. They're coming off of 3 straight wins. 3 straight SEC wins, that is. They play SEMO, break up the SEC play as Alexander makes her 3rd straight air, and that's going to give SEMO only a 1-point deficit. Mizzou, last win versus LSU, they won 3-1. Before that, had Ole Miss and Auburn. SEMO 0-2 in their last 2. Swept by Eastern Illinois. Alexander, after the airs, plays that one up lightly, getting back into the groove, and Katie St. John have a day. 3 kills for St. John, and SEMO, it's all tied up at 17. Ramiri Gardner back with the serve. Gardner's serve goes out of bounds. It's going to be Tyra Ariel back to serve for the Tigers. 19 aces on the season for Ariel. And Elena Lester gets SEMO right back on the board. Lester seamlessly floating above the net. Catches Mizzou. And SEMO will bring in Holland Gilliams to serve yet again. SEMO running kind of a double libero lineup today. Gilliams hasn't played many plays so far in the first set, but she's getting the action in the second. Obviously not wearing a libero jersey, but she's that defensive specialist back there with Nina Schubert. SEMO watches that ball go out, and they take a lead. Mizzou calls for a tip. It looks like Sullivan trusts her team with no questions asked. We'll challenge that one. That'll bring us to the second challenge of the game, and it's still the first set. SEMO's looking for one of their first leads of the game. Mizzou hoping to maintain the lead. We will see what this call is. Mizzou thought it was tipped. SEMO thought it wasn't. They watched it go out. Take a look at just a quick look at some of our stats so far on this game. Neither of these teams striking at any sort of astonishing rate. SEMO hitting .091 right now, and Mizzou hitting .032. We take a look at this sold-out crowd here in Cape Girardeau. All of the students popping out for the game, showing their Red Hawk support. some other stats so far. SEMO's got 33 attacks. Mizzou's got 31. The teams are relatively even. SEMO has 10. Mizzou has 8. We'll take a look at this replay. Crownover set it to Demaray, and Demaray immediately called for a tip. I think it was Felder on the outside who was calling for the tip and hit that one. Excuse me for calling you Janet Demaray, Miss Paige Felder. But Paige Felder on the outside. Looks like... Now, I was wrong on the last one, so I'm actually going to refrain from saying what it looks like to me. We're going to let the referee do his job. I'm going to do my job and keep talking about the game. But let's say it was close. It sure was close. Referee says it was tipped. It was tipped by that front line of the Redhawks. So Mizzou is actually going to have 19. SEMO will have 18. You see the quick graphic change on that one. Shout out to our ESPN graphic man, Levi Udinsky. And that'll bring Marina Crownover back to serve. Crownover with the serve. And somehow Ellie Burns keeps that ball alive. Excuse me. She didn't keep that one alive. It was on the Mizzou side. She did her best. Coach Yankus arguing her call. It looks like the referee said that her body was all on that Mizzou side, so she can't get the point. Nonetheless, good effort from Ellie Burns. Missouri goes up 2. Crownover with the serve. Burns set to Marin Johnson. Just a little bit out of play. That one is going to cause SEMO to call a timeout. We are at another break. Mizzou, who was just tied, SEMO was looking to be up 19-18, comes out of the referee review, and they go down 3 straight points. Mizzou 21, SEMO 18. Coach Julie Yankus talking to the squad. Head assistant coach Tara Bealsmith to her left, a former player of Coach Yankus. To her left, it's Maureen Johnson, and to her right, it's Coach Mark Moore, back for his second stint of the Redhawks. Your coaches for the Missouri Tigers. You got head coach Dawn Sullivan, who's in her 3rd year with the Tigers. You got assistant coach Wendell Camargo, assistant coach Colin Irons, and assistant coach Jenna Gabriel. I mean, just a shocking fact for you guys in this game. Jenna Gabriel, a former player of Coach Dawn Sullivan. When Sullivan coached at UNLV, the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, Jenna Gabriel played with her over there. Gabriel now coaching for this Tigers team. Over on the SEMO side, Tara Bealsmith played for SEMO no less than 2 years ago. 20, that would have been absurd. Bealsmith played in college less than 2 years ago in 2023, led SEMO in digs, still leads SEMO all-time in digs, now coaching back for Yankees. It just shows that these coaches are so good that they can retain their former players to come coach with them. Almost an ace, but the SEMO defense stops it from happening. Gilliams almost does it again after Elena Lester blocks it. Arms just not long enough. And Mizzou gets back on the board. 22 points for Missouri. And Marina Crownover, number 22, back to serve. Crownover serves. Gilliams with the touch. A 10 set to Lucy Arndt. Crownover to Laboglio. Crownover to Felder. Burns back to Arndt again. Crownover ready for the dig. Sands finds Felder. We are still going. They find Lucy Arndt again in the back row, and Mizzou was ready for it. SEMO just went back to back to back to Lucy Arndt in the back row. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucy Arndt, number 1 in the nation in attacks for a reason. Leads all players today with 18 now. Number 2 on the team is Kaylin Alexander of Mizzou with 15. They were just tied until Arndt got those 3 attacks on that last play. Lucy Arndt, before this game, let's not take the attacks in this game into account. Coming into the game with Mizzou, Lucy Arndt had 994 attacks. That leads the OVC, and not only leads the OVC, It leads all players in all of Division I volleyball. SEMO has been feeding Arndt all year. She's first in the nation in attacks. Another look at some more SEMO stats. Excuse my stutter, but this SEMO team is putting their hands all over the nation. They're currently 6th in the entire nation in digs, and they're 9th in assists. This team has 1,003 assists. They just broke the team 1,000 assist mark on the season, which put them 9th out of all Division I schools. As I said, 6th in digs, and they're 7th in attacks. SEMO 12-9 on the season, currently 6th in the OVC. But they've had a good season so far. See the fans in Houck Fieldhouse. Looks like we got a little bit of the wave going. And I can confirm that was the wave that I just saw. Crownover with the serve. We're back into play. Elena Lester. Marina Crownover saw it coming. Laboglio, and that one lands. Maka Laboglio with her first kill of the day. And Marina Crownover back to serve. Gilliams with the first touch. Finds Ellie Burns, and Marin Johnson is blocked. Maka Laboglio. Right back at you, Marin Johnson. That kill by Laboglio will bring Mizzou to a first set win. Mizzou 25, SEMO 18, and we will be back for the second set. You are watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+. And we're back. My name is Kyler Messenger, here with you all night, welcoming you back into the Houck Fieldhouse here in Cape Girardeau. Mizzou is currently up 1-0. They took that first set 25 points to SEMO's 18. Now, compared to last year's game, I think SEMO had a solid first set. Now, they are hitting 0. They are hitting 0-0-0 hitting percentage right now. Couple players in the negative. They're holding Mizzou to 143, though. Mizzou, I know they just won by 7 points in that first set, but SEMO held them down. SEMO, if they continue to keep playing well, they most definitely have a chance to win this match. But this second set is going to be important as we take a quick look at some of our first set replays. See Rowdy in there, and you see the home crowd here at the Houck Fieldhouse, not affecting the Tigers in the first set as they took it pretty easily. Ended that first set on a 7-0 scoring run. Marina Crownover took the team out in 7 straight serves. We'll see how SEMO responds here in the second set. We'll see if we see any lineup changes from either of these squads. Leading all players in kills. Both teams are tied in their leaders. Missouri has Kaylin Alexander with 4 kills on 15 attempts. Lucy Arndt for SEMO leads with 4 kills in 16 attempts. Kaylin Alexander hitting a -6-7 right now. Lucy Arndt hitting an even 0. Both of these teams' defenses have been outstanding is all that I am trying to say. That is the only reason to mention the hitting percentages at this moment. Crownover. And Demaray is blocked. First play of the second set is going to result in a SEMO block. Lucy Arndt will be the one to serve. Arndt's first serve high on the arms for Sands. And Ariel is able to, with her left hand, find exactly where SEMO is not. SEMO not ready for that aerial air out on that one. Demaray with the serve. Lucy Arndt's first touch. Megan Holder. Marin Johnson on the outside. And that one will go out. Marin Johnson's first attack of the second set goes down as an air, and Mizzou goes up 2-1. Demaray, a 6'3" senior, back to serve. Schuberth to Johnson. Lopez finds that one pretty easily. Felder on the outside, fielded by Schuberth. The set to Katie St. John. And Matias Lopez makes a diving save. We are still playing. Megan Holder saves herself a point. Marin Johnson for SEMO. And that one goes just on the outside. A long rally between these two Missouri teams goes in Mizzou's favor. Janet Demaray will take the serve. Set by Schuberth. Marin Johnson, who tips it. Marin Johnson with a couple of errors to start this second set, getting right back on the board, and that's how you get right back into a groove. Expect Marin Johnson to be ready to play the rest of this set. Exactly what you needed if you were Marin Johnson. Sometimes in basketball, players just need to see the ball hit the basket. In volleyball, players just need to see the ball hit the ground. And that just happened for Nina Schuberth, an untouched ace for Schuberth. It was her 31st ace of the year, was sitting at an even 30. Now at 31 for number one. The other number one, Matias Lopez, digs that ball. Felder pushes that ball deep. The set to Ramiri Gardner, a quick set from Holder. Gardner, twitchy to get in the air that quick and swing. And that's going to result in a SEMO point. SEMO goes up 4-3. Here comes Nina Schuberth with another serve, and that one will be an air. Schuberth right after an ace, another air. Here's Tyra Ariel back to serve. Ariel originally out of Plano, Texas. A transfer student in her first year with Mizzou. Won't get another chance to serve, as the referee, if you were watching his call, mistakenly meant to put that SEMO's way. It'll be Ellie Burns back to serve. Burns' serve, returned by Demaray. Swung on and returned by SEMO. Here's the set by Crownover. Felder on the outside. And that one out of grasp for the SEMO defense. Not even in the way for a SEMO defender to get her arm on it. Paige Felder. What a hit on that one. It's going to be Marina Crown over back to serve for the Tigers. And SEMO gets on the board. They go up 6-5. Take the lead in the early second set. Avery Torrey now in the game for the Red Hawks. Marin Johnson back to serve. Ellie Burns in front of her, letting her know where to serve this ball. Johnson in the back row. Demaray makes a save. Here comes Felder. That ball tipped. Will go out of bounds off of the Red Hawks. Felder gets the Tigers right back on the board. Torrey and Nelson in the game for the Red Hawks. Laboglio, Finizzi, and Demaray in the front line for Mizzou as Sands digs that one. And an even better dig from Nina Schubert right back at her. Both of these defenses are diving, but the Mizzou offense will prevail. Maka. Laboglio, what a kill. Take a replay on that one. The dive from Schubert. And the tip. Easy tip there for Laboglio. Burns sets it to Arndt. And Maka Laboglio gets the block. Back-to-back points for Maka Laboglio, the Argentinian national team player. That's right. Maka Laboglio is on the Argentinian national team. Originally from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Laboglio now joining that Mizzou squad. Mizzou goes up 9-6. Just a random stat. They have two players on their national teams. Maka Laboglio on that Argentinian national team, and Nita Mandovic on that Serbian national team. We haven't seen Mandovic get in the game so far today, but when she does, we'll make sure to mention that she's on the Serbian national team once again. Another kill for Mizzou. Demaray once again. Mizzou is getting back in their groove. They're feeding the ball everywhere. We got 5 players with kills right now. And here is the serve from the Tigers. Over to Lucy Arndt, who's blocked at the line. Sends to Laboglio. SEMO to Nelson. That one blocked at the line. Crown over. Laboglio. Too far. Mary Gardner running back there to serve for the Red Hawks. Gardner's got 3 kills on the day so far. Finizzi in the middle and nobody there to return that ball. Tia Finizzi with some power. A quick replay there. Good camera work, good replay work for our ESPN Plus crew. It's Tia Finizzi with a ferocious strike. Janet Demaray. Doesn't matter. Ellie Burns with the dump. Burns has just been getting better and better at those plays as she has gotten more time. Burns started the season off as a bench setter. She wasn't setting to start the season. Alondre Blue was starting. SEMO running kind of that 5-2 lineup with Blue and Holder to start the season. It's now worked in to Holder and Burns as Holder gets an ace, an untouched ace. That ball just dropped down. Gravity seemingly just took it straight down at the last second. Holder, who's been the main setter of this team, recently hit 1,000 career assists. Her and Burns have been holding it down these last couple weeks. Demaray somehow with the left. SEMO fakes it to Lester, and Katie St. John back on the board. Just as Mizzou starts to crawl away, the Red Hawks come flying right back. It'll be Holder to serve. Holder, 2 straight aces. That Tiger defense not holding her right now as Megan Holder has 2 straight aces. She's got 2 aces, 2 digs, and 7 assists on the day as she brings SEMO to a tie ball game. Reagan Nelson watches that one go out of bounds as SEMO finds the lead. The SEMO team going to have to work with this lead. Mizzou's not going to give up, and they sure aren't going to give them to them easy. SEMO going to have to work for absolutely every point they earn as they go up 2. Megan Holder is on fire. And that is going to bring us to a break as SEMO goes up 2 and causes Missouri to take their first timeout. I'm Kyler Messenger, and you're watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Let it rain, Randy! Woo! Yes! By being prepared for anything! Woo! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Member FDIC.
Hello and welcome back into the Houck Fieldhouse. SEMO is on a 6-0 run. In case you just joined us, Mizzou is up 1-0, as you see on that score sheet. We're in the second set. Like I just said, SEMO was on a 6-0 run. Turns it to a 6-1 run, stopped by the Tigers. They come out of that timeout and come out swinging. SEMO wasn't ready to defend it, and now that 2-point lead goes down to 1. Zoe Matias-Lopez in to serve for the Tigers. 10th in the SEC so far this season. They're 3-0 in their last 3 against SEC opponents, though. It looks like that ball was called down. Marina Crownover is going to come talk to the referee. Excuse me. She just looked at the referee. Crownover dove on that one, went for the pancake, and she successfully got the ball up in the air. Her hand was under that ball in some capacity. That ball went back up in the air, but it was called SEMO's point for a reason. That ball did touch the ground. Crownover with a quick serve, and Lucy Arndt somehow keeps that ball in the air. St. John's dig high enough to avoid the Mizzou defense, and Ariel just miscalculates the dump. A little bit too short, and it gives SEMO a 3-point advantage. Here is Lucy Arndt. First touch by Maya Sams. Now to Janet Demaray, and that one stopped by SEMO. A unsuccessful attack by Janet Demaray. Not something I'm going to say very often tonight. And Lucy Arndt back to serve. SEMO up 4. Serve from Arndt. Sands with the dig. Crown over with the set, and it was too far back for Janet Demaray. That ball unreturnable for SEMO as it goes into the net, and they go up 5. Johnson, St. John, Lester on the fronts for the Redhawks. Arndt back to serve. Lucy Arndt with an ace as SEMO is up 5 on a 4-0 scoring run Lucy Arndt puts him on a 5-0 scoring run. So SEMO, who was on a 6-0 run before the first Mizzou timeout, Mizzou comes out of the timeout, and they score the first point out of the timeout. That brought the score to 13-12, right? The last time we took a break, it was 13-12. Well, you see the score now. SEMO, 5 straight, thanks to Lucy Arndt serving and a whole bunch of team play. SEMO now up 6, and this set has just begun. Let me tell you, this is no safe lead for, first off, any team at the Division I level in a college volleyball match. Nonetheless, no safe lead against the Mizzou Tigers. They were down against LSU in 2 of the sets that they won last week, and they still ended up winning in 4 sets. There's a replay of that ace. It was just short. It was in front of Maya Sands. As Mizzou fans are familiar with, the magnificent Maya, not much gets in front of her. Back-to-back SEC Liberos of the Year for number 3. Mizzou comes out of that timeout with head coach Dawn Sullivan. Dawn Sullivan been at Mizzou for 3 years. Her first year was in 2023. And in 2023, she won SEC Coach of the Year in her very first year with this squad. Has absolutely changed this Tigers franchise. Came from UNLV, as we mentioned earlier. Arndt's dive, not enough. Mizzou does it again, comes out of the timeout, and gets the first point. Demaray back to serve. Arndt with the first touch. Holder sets to Katie St. John. It's blocked at the line, and it will land in the back row for Mizzou. SEMO, after they lose the point, gain it right back. It'll be Schubert to serve. There is the serve from Schubert. Lopez with the first touch. Over to Paige Felder. And Schubert with a great dig. Holder sets it up for Arndt in the back row, and that one was clobbered by that Mizzou front line. Absolutely swallowed. Mizzou takes the point back. Nina Mandovinch checks in the game for Mizzou, as we mentioned earlier. The setter, number 0, on the right side of that front row for Mizzou on the Serbian national team. SEMO calling for that point. Mizzou calling for that point. Referee said it's going to the Redhawks. We saw Mizzou in their last game against LSU switch out setters mid-game as well. They got the freshman Mandovinch. They got the junior Crownover, the senior Crownover. Crownover is a senior. That one is set by Schubert. Johnson hits. Sands with the dig. Set over to Paige Felder. Ellie Burns with the set for Lucy Arndt. Maya Sands returns it. Finds Demaray in the back row. Burns to Johnson. And Demaray dove, but let it go by her. Out of bounds, and Mizzou is within 5. We were just talking about the quick little setter change that we noticed in the lineup for Mizzou. As SEMO calls a timeout, it's Nina Mandovinch in the game for Mizzou, freshman. She's 6'1", setting the ball. That's why she's in the front line. Number 0, you see her right there. Number 1 right next to her, Zoe Matias Lopez, the libero. 5'6", the defensive specialist, not wearing a libero jersey today, but you understand my point. 5'6" compared to 6'1", and one of these girls is a setter. She's next to the team second leader in kills, Janet Demaray, who's 6'3". She looks just as tall as her. A 6'1" setter in the game for Mizzou. We'll see how this lineup changes, trying to change something. Mizzou does not want to give up a set to SEMO. They know that this could easily go to 5. And we just got word in that this was not a SEMO timeout. They were challenging this last play. So SEMO, with their first challenge of the day, you saw Coach Yankis' immediate call to the ref. They say that one was touched. by one of the players on that front line of Mizzou, either Mandevich or Finizzi. We'll keep you updated with the referee call as he comes back on that one. We'll take a look at the slow motion. Did Finizzi touch it? I think the question is if Finizzi touched it. 23 in the middle has been a block monster for Mizzou. Already has a block on the day. Mizzou has 4 as a team. They got 4 blocks as a team on the afternoon so far. SEMO has 5. And are you ready for this stat? Assisted or not? SEMO has 5 blocks. Elena Lesser has 2 of them. One of them is solo, one of them in assisted. Katie St. John has all 5 of them for SEMO. All 5 blocks for SEMO. Katie St. John has been a part of. She just set a new career high, 5 blocks against Eastern Illinois. She's now got 5 again, and it's only the second set. We are guaranteed to have the rest of this second set played, and at least a third one. SEMO hoping to have more than just 3 sets played, though, as they are up 4. Mizzou comes out of that break and gets an ace thanks to Nina Mandevich. Mandevich with the serve. 2 aces in a row. Mandevich hitting that Mizzou celebration that they have been hitting after points. And that one is going to cause SEMO to take a timeout. Wow. We've been talking about the serving changes, or excuse me, the setting changes. Marina Crownover comes out of the game. Nina Mandevich comes in the game and immediately makes impact. Gets 2 aces. I mean, back-to-back, she now leads the team in aces on the day. That's just absurd. There was 1 player with an ace before that. And now she's the team lead with 2. Mandevich comes in the game and just has her way. Mizzou on a 3-0 scoring run currently. Assistant coaches Wendell Camargo, Cohen Irons, and Jenna Gabriel on the sidelines there for Mizzou. Head coach Dawn Sullivan talking to her squad. Sullivan brought the libero Maya Sands with her. We talked about Jenna Gabriel, the other assistant coach for Mizzou, who used to play for UNLV. Dawn Sullivan used to coach at UNLV, now coaching at Mizzou. She brought a former player to her coaching staff. She also brought a former player to Mizzou. Maya Sands was a freshman at UNLV when Dawn Sullivan had her last season at UNLV. She comes to Mizzou, and she brings Maya Sands with her to Mizzou, from UNLV to Mizzou. And what has Sands done in her 2 years at Mizzou? Oh, nothing much. Just 2 SEC Libero of the Year awards. Sands has been a fantastic addition to this Mizzou defense. And they don't call her Magnificent Maya for no reason. Mandevich with the serve, back-to-back off of 2 aces. Lets that one go out of bounds. Here's Maren Johnson. Felder mishits it, but they'll get it back to her. Burns, Schuberth, Torrey. Felder with the point for Missouri. SEMO was up by as much as 6 in this set, and Mizzou has just not stopped crawling back. Looks like this will bring in Claire Marissi to serve from Wildwood, Missouri. Set from Burns to Lucy Arndt. Demaray is blocked. The set from Mandevich to Janet Demaray, and Demaray blocked by Avery Torrey in that front line of SEMO. Mary Gardner back to serve. Reagan Nelson in the back line as Schubert checks out. SEMO fresh off of a block, hoping to build this lead. Gardner, Sands with the first touch. Mandavich, and that is a senior type of play. Demaray knew exactly where SEMO wouldn't. It'll be Maya Sands to serve. Almost an ace, but Torrey is able to keep it up off of the ricochet from Schubert. Laboglio returned from the Redhawks. Lucy Arndt gives the Tigers a chance to kill, but Demaray goes too far. SEMO hits 23 first. They're up 4. Janet Demaray, after that error, now swinging in the negatives. Negative 0.48 on the day so far. Still leading all players in kills with 6. It's Megan Holder back to serve for SEMO. Led the largest SEMO run earlier of the day. And Tyra Ariel, don't care. Takes that one right back from Megan Holder and gives the Tigers a chance to come back. It'll be Zoe Matias-Lopez back to serve. Ariel with that last kill. Still in the middle. Matias-Lopez's serve goes to Megan Holder, who finds Elena Lester. She's not able to time that one perfectly. Holder to Schubert, to Arndt, who's tipped to the line. Alexander, and Sands somehow keeps that alive. Holder, the back set to Katie St. John, which was blocked by Caitlin Alexander, and it goes out of bounds. SEMO is at match point here in the second set versus Mizzou. Back line of Marissi and Sands. Lucy Arndt serving for the Redhawks, as they are at match point here in the second set. Sands not going to let that one go so easily. Alexander with a swing. SEMO will get a chance to return. Marin Johnson, that one was touched. And that one is SEMO's point. That one is SEMO's set. SEMO goes down in the first set, and they return the second set with a win of their own, 25-20. My name is Kyler Messenger. Don't go anywhere. The best volleyball is yet to come. You're watching OVC Women's Volleyball on ESPN+. Hello, and I welcome you back into the Hauk Fieldhouse. I welcome you into the Fieldhouse after 2 sets. The game is currently tied 1-1. Mizzou won the first set. SEMO won the second. We're going to take a quick look at the match after 2 sets stats, which are presented by United Fidelity Bank. United Fidelity Bank serving their community since 1914. Well, as I just mentioned, SEMO took the second set and Mizzou took the first set. You take a look at our fans here. Hauk Stadium is sold out for the first time in the volleyball's history. Athletic Director Brady Barkey in the stands on that one. Gotta be loving that one. Take a quick second to shout out our ESPN Plus coordination crew of this game. Our director, Alex Hayden, our graphics specialist, Levi Udinsky, our graphics analyst, Matthew Fitzgerald, our head producer, Sierra Williams, and our camera people, Colin, Ratizo, and Aria. Thank you to the ESPN Plus crew for working so hard. Some of the stats into this second set are astonishing. These teams have played so evenly. I mean, just so even. SEMO has 3 service errors. Mizzou has 2. SEMO has 21 kills. Mizzou has 22. Both teams have 15 attacking errors, and both teams are hitting under 100. It's a completely even matchup. The rest of this game is going to go, I don't know. That's just it. I just don't know how it's going to go, and you don't either. I can't wait to watch, and I know you want to keep watching. Before this match starts, we're going to take a look at some of the OVC news and notes from around the nation. Leading the nation, Southern Indiana of the OVC currently ranks number 1 in digs per set in all of the OVC with 17.96 digs per set. Little Rock ranks 11th and Eastern Illinois is 12th. Second, a pair of 10s. 2 EIU Panthers rank top 10 in the country. Catalina Roche is 10th with assist per set, while Adriana Perilous is 10th on that Eastern Illinois squad in digs per set. Roche is the reigning OVC setter of the week, and Eastern Illinois is first in the OVC for a reason. The 2025 OVC Championship is set for November 23rd through the 25th this year. The regular season winner will host that tournament. That is to be determined. We aren't sure who that will be yet. We'll take a quick look at the conference standings so far so you know who's in the lead to start the OVC season. Right now, Morehead State has not lost a game in the conference. They actually atop the conference. They're 14-5 overall and haven't lost to an OVC opponent. Eastern Illinois in second place. They're tied with Little Rock with that 6-2 conference record. SEMO down there in 6th. You can look at the rest of the team. Tennessee State at the bottom. They are 11th in the OVC, have not gotten a win in the conference yet. Still waiting on that first win for Tennessee State. Thank you for our conference standings and a look at our OVC news and notes as we welcome you into the Hauk Fieldhouse. SEMO ready to tip it off. Mizzou ready to tip it off. Referee gives the ball to Megan Holder. And we're just waiting for that whistle to be underway. 0-0, Mizzou 12-7, SEMO 12-9. Both teams 4-4 in conference play. And this game is tied 1-1. Megan Holder gets us underway. Holder to St. John on the outside. A great dive by Matias Lopez, and an even better one by Schubert on the SEMO side. Lucy Arndt blocked on the line. Sands. And that one will be a point for Tia Finizzi. Finizzi notches her second kill of the day, the first one of the set between these two teams. Mandavich is still in the game, and she is serving for Mizzou. Lucy Arndt blocked at the line. Mandavich will get the hit, or the set, excuse me. And Alexander with the kill. Alexander been a little quiet. We see her add her 5th kill of the game so far. She is currently 6 away from 1,500. We are still on Kaylin Alexander kill watch, ladies and gentlemen. She's 6 away from 1,500 in her career. Nina Mandavich with the serve. Megan Holder sets to Lucy Arndt, who is blocked by Tia Finizzi. Finizzi getting busy so far in this third set. A block and a kill. Mizzou's up 3-0 to start the third set. Nina Mandavich with the serve. Holder on the outside to Arndt. And she finds a way to get the point. Quick reflexes lets Arndt go back to back on that one. SEMO was struggling to get around that Mizzou defense. They're blocking everything. They're digging everything. They just got weapons all around this team. But so does SEMO. They're going to come crawling back here. They won that second set for a reason. And we'll see how they play this third one. These two teams have been rallying all day. SEMO in the first set had a rally as high as 7-0. SEMO in the second set had a rally as high as 6-0. Lucy Arndt with the serve. Kaylin Alexander, even though Holder gets her hands on it, Alexander is 5 away from 1,500. Alexander adds her 6th kill of the day. And she's going to be back to serve for the Tigers. Here comes Kaylin Alexander with the serve, and it's going to be an ace. Now in the double digits, Alexander has 10 aces on the year. Schubert to Holder, to St. John, and it'll be out of bounds. Won't touch a defender, won't touch the line. St. John trying to ride that net, keep it on the shallow side of the Mizzou field. She does just that, but can't keep it in bounds. Alexander back to serve. Set by Megan Holder. Maren Johnson. And that one will go SEMO's way. Maren Johnson gets the point, finds the back row, and that sends Nina Schubert back to serve. Nina Schubert to serve. And that one's going to be an air. Schubert, her second air of the day. It's going to be Maya Sands to serve. Sands with the jump serve. Lucy Arndt first touches it. Megan Holder then finds it, and Maren Johnson is going to score the point. Johnson with her 6th kill of the afternoon. Now tied for the lead on this Red Hawks squad. Johnson's got 6. St. John has 6. And Arndt has 5. Mizzou has absolutely gone to the game plan of taking Lucy Arndt out of this game. Arndt, who leads the NCAA in attacks. She's got 31 today. You can see why she leads. 3 sets in, she's got 31 attacks. Can most definitely see why she leads all volleyball players in attack. She leads today, and it's not even close. Second on the day is a SEMO player, Maren Johnson, who's got 22. Third on the day, finally on the Mizzou side, Janet Desmarais has 21 attacks. Burns with another dump, but that one is kept up by the Tigers. Matias Lopez keeps up the dump by Ellie Burns. And we are still playing in the Hauk Fieldhouse. Mandavich with a dump, but Nina Schubert saw that one coming. Maya Sands with a dig. And that one's going to go to Felder. And Felder too far. SEMO gets on the board thanks to a great dig by Nina Schubert. So back-to-back dumps by the setters, Ellie Burns and Nina Mandavich. Both defenses ready to return it. The SEMO offense coming out successful. Maren Johnson's back to serve. Set by Mandavich. His aerial slide in. Backslide from Tyra Ariel on that one, and a successful one. I think that was the first slide of the day that we've seen from both of these teams. It's a successful one. And Felder will switch out. It'll be Claire Morisi coming in. Claire Morisi coming into the game. It's the serve for Morisi. Burns sets it, and Arndt swings. You could see how much power she put into that one. It's blocked by Mizzou, but it goes out of bounds. SEMO back to within 3. Here's Ramiri Gardner. Alexander can't quite get a clean dig. Doesn't matter. Mizzou's able to return SEMO's kill. Kaylin Alexander adds another one to the stat sheets. Kaylin Alexander has 7 kills on the day. And that means that she's only 4 away from 1,500 in her career. Alexander, who has played at Hawaii last year, led all NCAA eligible players in kills. Transferred to Mizzou and is now only 4 away from 1,500 in her career. Lucy Arndt adds a kill. Lucy Arndt on the way to 1,500 kills in her career. We've seen 3 SEMO players be honored this year for 1,000 career achievements. Back to serve right now, Megan Holder, who now has 1,000 career assists on the season. And it's an ace for Holder. Holder has 3 aces on the day. What a show out from Megan Holder so far on the afternoon. 14 assists and 3 aces. It's Kaylin Alexander. Nina Schubert with the save. Redhawks find Arndt. Tigers find Alexander. The Redhawks find the scoreboard. Bring it to within 1. Kaylin Alexander blocked by Elena Lester. And Megan Holder is still serving. We talk about those other SEMO players in the 1,000 club as Holder has an error. Puts Mizzou up 2. Lucy Arndt, also in the 1,000 club, has 1,000 career digs. Well over 1,000 career digs. And Nina Schubert I just realized what I said. Lucy Arndt has 1,000 career kills. Well over 1,000 career kills. And Nina Schubert has 1,000 digs. The reigning OVC Defensive Player of the Year hit 1,000 this season. Mandevich sets it up for Labaglio. Nelson in the back row is going to get it. Violation called on the Tigers. It will be SEMO's point. Reagan Nelson finds her first kill of the day. Here comes Lucy Arndt. Kaylin Anderson stopped by Lucy Arndt. St. John tries to dump it over with one hand, successfully does so, but we're still playing. Holder sets it out to Johnson. And Kaylin Anderson, what a play. Claire Morisi hits it to the back line. Megan Holder to Elena Lester. I swear every time Elena Lester jumps and hits the ball, it's like that Space Jam, the original one with Michael Jordan scene, where all the Monstars are grabbing him and his arm is reaching across. She jumps so high in the air. It looks like Mizzou was calling for a replay. We're trying to call Lester over the line. I believe they did so. It's going to be Mizzou point. SEMO won't get the point. Violation was called. And Kaylin Alexander is back to serve. St. John on the outside. Blocked by Felder and Finizzi. But it goes out of bounds. St. John gets that point right back for the Redhawks. It's Nina Schubert to serve. Schubert serve. Lands successfully. The fake to Finizzi. Labaglio And SEMO's able to return it. Marin Johnson gets the kill. Wow, the defense from Paige Felder and Maya Sands has to be mentioned on that play. As Sands almost already on the ground, keeps that ball alive with one arm, just not able to get it over the net, finds the net, and SEMO is able to bring this match right back to a tie at 12. Schubert serve, difficult to handle for Sands, and Schubert with a returning dig. Johnson blocked, Schubert ready for it. St. John lays it over. Laboglio. Mandovich finds Alexander, and Alexander was not able to find the bottom of the court. That net blocks her on that one. Nina Schubert set the serve for SEMO as they take the lead. It's all tied up 1-1. SEMO in the third set has 13. Mizzou has 12. That one blocked by St. John and Gardner. Blocked again. Schubert to St. John. Beautiful dig there by Mandovich. Finds Paige Felder. Megan Holder. Katie St. John blocked by Tia Finizzi and Paige Felder, and Finizzi is feeling it. Maya Sands back to serve for the Tigers. Jump serve from Sands. First touch goes to Arndt. Holder back sets to Ramiri Gardner. I think that one got blocked. And Marin Johnson, nearly flat-footed, jumps and is able to find enough velocity to get by that Tigers defense. It's going to put SEMO back in the lead. Ellie Burns will be in to serve. Freshman from Hudson, Wisconsin, has absolutely made herself a name in her freshman campaign. Burns sets to Torrey. Tries to push it over on the right side, and Paige Felder strikes. Take a look at that replay. It was set by Mandovich. Killed by Felder. We were robbed of that replay. We apologize to our viewers at home. But you saw the play live. Paige Felder destroyed that volleyball. Destroyed it so much it made our replay system lag. As Sands dives, unable to grab the ball. SEMO goes up 1. And that's going to cause us to take timeout. SEMO up 1 here in the third set. 15-14. I'm Kyler Messenger. And as I said before, the best volleyball is yet to come. You're watching OVC Women's Volleyball on ESPN+.
Kids are always snacking on the go. So keep them going all day with chewy, delicious Sunbelt bakery bars. From oats and honey to chocolate chip to soft baked strawberry. There's a flavor for everyone. The tastiest flavors under the sun. Sunbelt Bakery Bars.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Fire it up, Randy! By being prepared for anything! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
And we are back. Marin Johnson to take in the serve. Kyler Messenger here. As Paige Felder comes back aggressively. Had Got a little deja vu. I felt like we were watching the replay that we were meant to just watch. Paige Felter coming in on the left side and absolutely killing it. Marissy's serve is going to be returned by SEMO. Nelson lays it up like a floater in basketball. Nelson just barely lays that one up. Goes right over the defense's head, right in front of that back line. Nelson couldn't have placed that one better. SEMO up 16-15. Mary Gardner with the serve. Kaylin Alexander gets the dig. It's set up to Ariel. SEMO sets it for Arndt. Sands first touch. Mandavich set for Ariel, and she's not going to miss that opportunity twice. Backslide in a successful kill. Tyra Ariel. Ariel, a senior here in her first year at Mizzou, though. Came from USC, comes from USC. Last 3 years spent at USC. Ariel now spending her senior one at Mizzou. Beautiful eye as she watches that one go by. Now there's a reason that I'm in the booth and not on the court. I would have touched that ball. That one sure looked like it was about to land in. Tyra Ariel, what a play. Mizzou gets another point, and Tyra Ariel back to serve again. Set by Burns. Arndt pushes it in the back line. What a placement there by Lucy Arndt. SEMO grabs that point. Excuse us for the technical difficulties that we just had trying to connect our microphones. Tia Finizzi does not care. Finizzi with a strike. Absolute aggression from Finizzi on that kill. No other way to describe it. The 6'2" middle from Fort Wayne, Indiana, making her presence felt. Megan Holder with the set over to Lucy Arndt on the outside. It's Alexander with a kill. And Mizzou is going for SEMO's heads right now. Absolutely kicking up the intensity that they are hitting this ball with. And it's going to cause SEMO to take a timeout. Back-to-back kills by Tia Finizzi and Kaylin Alexander cause SEMO to take a timeout. Alexander up to 8 kills on the day, a Mizzou lead. We'll take a look at the Mizzou kill leaders. We got 6 players on the board with kills today. Kaylin Alexander has 8. Paige Felder, the freshman, has 7. She's also hitting .316 today. Felder hitting .316 on 19 attacks. What a game from Paige Felder. Janet Demaray has 21 attacks and 6 kills. So Alexander 8 kills, Felder with 7, and Demaray with 6. On your screen right now is SEMO first year president, Dr. Brad Hodson. Welcome in to the Houck Fieldhouse, Dr. Hodson. Hodson took over Dr. Carlos Vargas after his long tenure for the Red Hawks, and now Hodson in his first year at SEMO attending the Mizzou SEMO volleyball game. Hodson hoping that SEMO comes out of this timeout feeling it. They need to get some points back here if they want this third set. But as we've mentioned, this point area that we're at, this 15 to 20 marker, nobody is safe in that marker. Even if Mizzou has a 3-point lead, SEMO can easily overtake that. It could be 21-20 in just a few points. We'll see what goes on tonight. Mandavich brings us back in from timeout. Mizzou hoping to continue that lead. And SEMO, just as we mentioned, comes out of the break hot. Katie St. John. Katie St. John, what a week she had last week, earning herself co-OVC Freshman of the Week as Lucy Arndt gets an ace. An ace for Arndt. St. John wasn't the only OVC Freshman of the Week. She was fellow Missouri school, Mizzou versus SEMO right now. It was SEMO's Katie St. John and Lindenwood's Kylie Ritchie to get the OVC Freshman of the Week. A timeout in the third set. Mizzou up 1. They got 20. SEMO's got 19. SEMO has 7 players with kills today, and Mizzou has 6. Look, this game is about as even as games come. Let's go ahead and look at our total stats. So far in this match, Mizzou up 1. The set's even. They have 33 kills to SEMO's 34. SEMO has 1 more kill than Mizzou. That's it. At attacking errors, SEMO also has 1 more than Mizzou at 20-19 errors. That's it. You also go over to setting errors. Or excuse me, not setting errors. Setting assists. SEMO has 33 assists, and Mizzou has 32. These teams are within 1 on nearly every major statistical category. Aces, SEMO has 7. Mizzou has 7. This game has been as even as they come. Mizzou has 6 blocks. SEMO has 7. I mean, every major statistical category, these teams are just back and forth, and we're back in the third set. Mizzou's up 1. And Elena Lester brings this game to a tie. It's Lucy Arndt back to serve for the Redhawks. Alexander's first touch is going to give SEMO a chance at a free possession, and they'll make worth of it. Katie St. John puts SEMO up 1. No lead is safe. We just talked about this. Mizzou 2017 lead could turn over to 21-20 just like that. And look what happens. SEMO up 1. And this lead could turn around just like that. You just don't know. These two teams are going to keep going back and forth as Arndt's serve barely gets over. And Kaylin Alexander gets on the board. Adds her 9th kill of the day. Kaylin Alexander is 2 away from 1,500. We're still on kill watch for Alexander. 2 away from 1,500. Alexander, who has an ace on the day with the serve. Holder to St. John. Mandevich, towering dig. Felder looking for an open spot. Holder with a dump. Her first one of the day, and it's successful. That Megan Holder play is going to cause the Tigers to take a timeout, their first of the set. SEMO is up 1, and my oh my are these stats close. Some more that we didn't mention earlier. Serving aces, these two teams are tied at 7. Digs, Mizzou's got 49, and SEMO's got 46. Mizzou has 3 more digs than SEMO does. Right now, after these last couple points, SEMO has 3 more kills than Mizzou does. The stats are lining up. They're just all so close right now. We're taking a look at some of these most recent replays. Arndt has been killing it. She's got 8 on the day. And honestly, a rather quiet day from Lucy Arndt, if you're familiar with Redhawks volleyball. Tia Finizzi has been having a fantastic and loud game for Mizzou. Every time she touches the ball, it seems like it brings this team some hype. She's into it. She's dancing when she gets a point. Finizzi talking to assistant coach Wendell Camargo, on the sideline right now as we are back. Hauk Fieldhouse. Sold out crowd. Mizzou versus Southeast Missouri State. Nina Schubert back to serve. And here we go. Sands to Manovich. And SEMO keeps that ball alive. Ramiri Garner's third touch ended up in play. But SEMO was called for a double touch. Nonetheless, great effort from the Red Hawks defense. Not going to be enough to earn that point. Mizzou brings it back to a tie. It's deuces all across the board. And Maya Sands is up to serve. Holder to Johnson. It's a little bit too close to the net, but Johnson and Art somehow keep that possession alive. Megan Holder with the dive. Katie St. John, but Mandevich, what a dig. SEMO watches that ball go out thanks to the hands of Maka Labaglio, and SEMO goes up 1 in the third set. A stellar rally on that last play that we just saw ended off of the hands of Labaglio, who just hit that ball a little bit too far outside. It'll be Ellie Burns back to serve. That one close to the back row, but not close enough. Mizzou stays on the board and brings this match right back to a tie. Zoe Matias Lopez back to serve for the Tigers. The freshman has absolutely been making an impact on this team so far. Ramiri Gardner finds an open spot, but Maya Sands was there. Ellie Burns to Marin Johnson, who is blocked. Blocked. Tyra Ariel was the one credited with the block. And that will cause SEMO to take their second timeout of the set. And what a time to have it. Tyra Ariel, what a block. Puts Mizzou up 24-23. Mizzou's a game point. They score 25 here. SEMO's out of luck in this third set. If SEMO scores the next point, then we're playing a win by 2. The first to be up 2 after that. We'll see what happens when we get out of this break. We'll take some more looks at some stats. Why not? These stats are just as astounding every time we look at them. SEMO now up to 8 players with a kill. Megan Holder and Ellie Burns both have kills. The starting setters both have kills now for the Red Hawks. Over on the Mizzou side, Kaylin Alexander leads the team and is tied with all players in the lead with 9 kills. Kaylin Alexander of Mizzou has 9 kills. Marin Johnson and Katie St. John of SEMO both have 9 kills. Take a look at that last play. You saw Matias Lopez jumping in the arms of Tyra Ariel. Ariel with just a great block on that last play. SEMO going to have to avoid this Mizzou defense. This is an OVC SEC matchup. Some things that this Mizzou team has different than the OVC. It's just their ability to recruit. This team is bigger than SEMO. Mizzou's outside hitters and middle backs are just straight up taller than SEMO. SEMO doesn't care. It's all about the play. It's all about the heart. Matias Lopez is back to serve in this closely knitted set. Game point, SEMO back set to Lucy Arndt. Matias Lopez with the first touch. Mandevich with the back row set to Alexander, and Lucy Arndt was ready for it. Burns with the dump. But Mizzou was ready for it. Sands keeps that ball alive. Magnificent Mia, how does she do it? Burns sets up to Johnson, and she was in the net. That one will result in a Mizzou set win. Marin Johnson was too far into the net. Mizzou 25, SEMO 23. You're watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball, and we'll see you in the 4th set. quick look at some of our replays here from the first set. And we are back. I apologize for the technical difficulties. We were having some audio difficulties, but we are back here in the Houck Fieldhouse. Excuse me if I scared you, just a voice appearing through your TV. Again, I do apologize, as Tia Finizzi is staying busy. Tia's having a day as Mizzou goes up here in the fourth set. In case you missed a couple plays without my commentating, Mizzou went up. About all you missed, as Sands goes back to serve. Marin Johnson out of bounds, and Mizzou goes up by 2. We are still on kill watch for Kaylin Alexander. Alexander out there right now for Mizzou, 2 kills away from 1,500 career kills. Nina Schubert with the back row set for Lucy Arndt. SEMO, who's down 2-1, is on the brink of elimination. It's a huge game, gets on the board. The Red Hawks do. It's a big game, SEMO's biggest of the year. This will be a massive win as we take a look. Dive from Schubert and the finish from Johnson. SEMO took down a Big Ten opponent, Iowa, earlier this year en route to a huge upset. The backslide for Ariel. Unsuccessful. Ariel tries to tip that one, was too far away from the net, lets it drop, and SEMO is right back in this set. Ariel has been sliding in the latter half of this match. We didn't see it for the first 2 sets. Into the third and the fourth, we've now seen her slide up to 3 times. Ariel front and back sliding out of that middle position, and slide has just been, she literally slides with her feet. Sands somehow keeps that ball up. Maria Lopez and Sands keeping that ball up. Mandevich, and that ball's blocked. Marin Johnson and Ramiri Gardner getting up on the left side of that SEMO front line to make the block. Marias Lopez gets the dig, and it looks like Alexander will be the one awarded the kill. We'll keep you updated on that. If that's true, Alexander's 1 away from 1,500. If not, she's still 2 away. This is the setter, Mandavich, to serve. Mandavich started the game on the bench, did not earn the start, came into this lineup into the third set. Crown over was put on the bench. Mandavich was brought in. She came in with 2 straight aces. Now has added 2 airs onto the board, as we just recently saw that one. And now number 4, SEMO's up to serve, and they go up 5-4. Maren Johnson watches that one go. And it looks like it will be Mizzou points. Had some mixed signals going on that one. But it'll be Kaylin Alexander back to serve. Kaylin Alexander, and that one goes out. Out of bounds for Alexander. That one goes too far. It'll be Ramiri Gardner back to serve. Maya Sands, the magnificent Maya with a save of a dig. Set by Mandavich. Lester, jump ball. Laboglio, and that one will be Mizzou's point. It'll be Tyra Ariel to serve for this Mizzou squad. Set by Burns. Avery Torrey on the outside, and that had some power behind it. Serve, and that one goes out. A real difficult ball to read for the back line, but Alexander reads that one no problem. Lets that one go. Mizzou brings it right back to a tie. Kaylin Alexander watches that one go. Currently second in the SEC in points per set. It's Alexander, who almost made that dive in the back row. Nonetheless, is still second in the SEC in points per set, only behind Journey Robinson of LSU. And what a matchup they just had, where Mizzou was down in the third set. And then they came back. They were down 24-16 in the third set against LSU. That's right. Mizzou was down 24-16 in a set, a match point set, and they rallied back all the way from 16 points to win versus LSU in 4 sets last week. Katie St. John was tipped at the line. Looks like it was Paige Felder who got her hands on it, and St. John is awarded with the kill. It'll be Lucy Arndt to serve. Alexander's dig. Hit out to Felder. Felder just a little bit too hard. It's going to be SEMO's point. Lucy Arndt with the serve. Hits the net. Felder. And there was some miscommunication between the juniors, Schubert and Arndt. Schubert diving across, gets her hand on it. And I don't want to mistakenly say who hit that ball out of bounds, because I'm just not sure. Both of those players diving at that ball. And it'll be the hometown kid from Columbia, hometown for these Tigers, Kaylin Rush, in to serve. That serve from Rush ends up being short. SEMO stays in the lead, 11-8. Marin Johnson in lead with 11 kills. Lucy Arndt with 8, third on the team. 2 kills away from a double-double. Arndt, who has been a double-double machine so far this season, has 8 kills and 14 digs so far in this match, as you see the SEMO bench getting hyped for Nina Schuberth's ace. Schuberth back to Marias Lopez, and it's back to back. Nina Schuberth, who has made some serving errors today, absolutely making up for it right here. Nina Schuberth, what a time to come alive. Schuberth, 2 straight aces. Another serve from Schuberth. Goes to Marias Lopez, and that ball is killed, absolutely destroyed by Tia Venizzi. Serve from Sands, and SEMO watches that one float out. You see the OUT. See ya from that SEMO bench. Watch that one go out of bounds. Avery Torrey will check in the game. And the freshman, Ellie Burns, going to go back to start. Avery Torrey, that red shirt senior, in the game. SEMO has a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, and a senior on the court so far. Mandevich to Ariel, and Ariel just too far. SEMO keeps the commanding lead going, and that'll cause a timeout to be taken by the Tigers. Mizzou calls their first timeout of the 4th set, and we'll take a timeout with them. I'm Kyler Messenger, and you're watching Ohio Valley Conference Women's Volleyball on ESPN+. And we are back into the Houck Fieldhouse. My name, Kyler Messenger. Alongside with me, it's just me, Kyler Messenger. I've been with you all night, and Ellie Burns is back to serve for the Redhawks. In case you have missed it, SEMO is up 6. They're currently on a little bit of a run. They got 15. Mizzou has 9. Sold out Houck Fieldhouse in Cape Girardeau. First one in history. The freshman, Burns, back to serve. We mentioned the ceiling earlier. You have to be ready for that Houck Fieldhouse ceiling, and the Tigers were. Lopez and Sands both returning that ball. SEMO might have thought they had a freebie. They don't. Crownover back in the game for the Tigers. That ball hit by Alexander. SEMO's Avery Torrey gets them back on the board. SEMO comes out of timeout, and they're the first to strike. Ellie Burns to serve. Getting back to back goes. Crownover. Sets to Alexander. Tipped by Burns, which helped Lucy Arndt be able to stay on top of that ball, but it doesn't matter for Tyra. Ariel crushing SEMO's dreams on that possession. Ariel has been playing well. She's got 7 kills on the day on 20 attacks. She's got 3 blocks, 2 aces, and 2 digs. Ariel has been playing all around today. Set from Burns to Marin Johnson, and it's off of the hands of Maya Sands. Not something you see very often from the back-to-back SEC Libero of the year. SEMO up 7. SEMO's beloved mascot, Rowdy the Red Hawk, there in the background at today's game. Adding another body to that sold out crowd as Marin Johnson, a serving air, just a bit too short. Here comes Kaylin Alexander with the serve. Alexander, that one's out. Just a bit too far, and SEMO goes up 8. Alexander doesn't get the point on the serve on that one, but nonetheless has absolutely been killing it. As we mentioned, she is on kill watch, 1 away from 1,500. Alexander, over the last 4 games, is averaging 5 kills a set. Tyra Ariel gets the kill for the Tigers on that one. Kaylin Alexander, 5 kills per set over her last 4 games. Over that stretch, she's 3rd in the SEC in kills per set. Tyra Ariel back to serve. Dug by Nelson. And Avery Torrey with her 3rd kill of the game. Avery Torrey, an absolute masterpiece of a game that she is putting together so far. Torrey coming in and seriously getting the points that matter the most. Megan Holder to serve. Holder already has a few aces on the day. She's now got 4. Megan Holder has 4 aces on the day, and that one's going to cause Mizzou to take a timeout. Megan Holder, 4 aces on the afternoon, causes Dawn Sullivan and the Mizzou Tigers to take their first timeout of the 4th set. Mizzou is currently up 2 sets to 1, and SEMO's up 8 points here in the 4th set. We've seen these 2 teams go back and forth all day, and we've talked about how no lead is safe. Got to reiterate that once again. No lead is safe. Yankees absolutely telling this team that they got to keep building this lead. There's no slowing down. There's no such thing as playing ahead. You got to just keep playing like you're behind. Over on the Mizzou side, Sullivan's team having to play from behind. As I just mentioned, this team was down 24-16 in their last match's 3rd set. I've already said it 3 times today. I'm sure it's getting redundant, but it deserves to be redundant. That stat is insane. They were down game point to LSU. They had 16 points, 9 points to go if they did it 9 straight. They didn't go 9 straight. They took LSU to a couple of extra points, and they got the set done. This Mizzou team is not one that you can give up on. Neither is this SEMO team. Both of these teams scrappy. Both of these teams not willing to give up. It's made for a good volleyball match so far, and I think we're going to finish with a great one when we're here, said and done. Both of these benches getting excited. We're back from timeout. Defense getting ready. Offense waiting on that whistle. And Megan Holder's going to be the player to serve. Maya Sands in the back row for Kaylin Alexander, and she's done it. Kaylin Alexander, 1,500 career kills. What a stat line there for an all-time NCAA player, the 2024 NCAA kills leader, now on the Missouri Tigers. But Elena Lester wants her name in the mix. Absolutely making a play on that one. Feeling bouncy, so you're bouncing off the bounce. Lucy Arndt goes back to serve. Arndt serve. In a setter dump turns out successful. Crown over, who was subbed out in the third set. Didn't see action in the third set. Finally reaches action back in the fourth set and is making the best of it. Marina Crownover comes in the game and just makes it happen. This Mizzou team, deep. They got 2 setters who can play fantastically. You know what? They got 3. They got Sierra Dudley, who was the team's setter a majority of last year and had a great year. She's on the bench so far because they got transfer Marina Crownover and freshman Nina Mandovich. Absolutely playing great this season. This team's got depth. As they watch that ball go out, SEMO's got depth too, though. Nonetheless, SEMO's outside hitting depth has absolutely kept them in this game. It has kept them in the season. Look at these hitter stat lines. Marin Johnson has 12 kills. Katie St. John, the freshman, has 10. Lucy Arndt has 8. Set by Crownover. Alexander with another one. Been saying her name all day. She's got 13 kills on the day. Kaylin Alexander bringing the boom for Missouri. That hit so hard, she caused an earthquake in the Houck Fieldhouse. It's not breaking news. There is not an earthquake in Houck Fieldhouse. As Katie St. John gets on the board for the Redhawks, we're just having our camera get mounted back on that tripod. Katie St. John subs out after getting SEMO that point. SEMO 23, Mizzou 16, and that's going to cause Missouri to take their second and final timeout of the set. Coach Sullivan needing to talk it over with the Tigers. Got to get these girls going for these final points. Look, talked about this SEMO LSU game, this Mizzou LSU game that happened last Friday. Mizzou's had 16, LSU had 24. That's all I got to say. I'm not going to mention anything else about it, but there is no lead that is safe. SEMO absolutely has to come out of this timeout and keep putting pedal to the metal like they've been doing. We look at some of these total stats in this game so far, and they're all just so close. It's astonishing. SEMO's 141 total attacks to Mizzou's 132. SEMO has 48 successful kills on the day, thanks to 12 from Marin Johnson and 11 from Katie St. John. Mizzou, they got 46 kills thanks to Kaylin Alexander's game so far. As you saw on that graphic, she's got 13 kills on the game, and she's hitting 150 in the match so far. A great look at Kaylin Alexander's stats, as she's now got 1,500 career kills. That's 1,500 career kills for Kaylin Alexander of the Tigers. SEMO has 23. Mizzou has 16. Mizzou's got 7 blocks, and SEMO has 8. Set by Crownover, and there goes SEMO's 9th block of the day. Right on cue is Ramiri Gardner. Here's Ellie Burns with the serve. The game point serve goes short. SEMO turning the ball over and giving Mizzou a chance. It's Crownover with the serve. Set by Burns. Hit by Johnson, and a successful one at that. We'll see you in the 5th set. SEMO takes the 4th set 25-17 with a commanding lead. My name's Kyler Messenger, and we're going to see you in the 5th set for some fantastic volleyball. You're watching OVC Women's Volleyball on ESPN+. And we are back. Hello, hello, and welcome. My name is Kyler Messenger. Been with you all night, and hopefully I'll be with you till the end of this fifth set, as long as my adrenaline doesn't run too high and my heart rate doesn't get going too much. SEMO just took the fourth set, 25-17. In the third, it was all Mizzou, 25-23. In the second, it was SEMO who took the second set by 5, 25-20. And Mizzou started this game off 1-0, back and forth. Mizzou takes the first, SEMO takes the second. Mizzou takes the third, and SEMO takes the fourth. Now, we will have a fifth set. Just before the fifth set, we'll take a quick look at some of our highlights from that fourth set. Avery Torrey added in a kill for that SEMO squad. Tyra Ariel adding in some kills for that Mizzou squad. And it was Marin Johnson to end the fourth set off for the Redhawks. Got that final kill that took SEMO to the fifth set. What a game so far. And seriously, we've been talking about it. These stats are just even all around. Both teams have aired 24 times on attacks. The exact same number. SEMO has 8 blocks. Mizzou has 7. I mean, the swinging percentages are nearly identical. SEMO swinging 176, 17.6% of the times that they hit the ball, it's successful. For Mizzou, it's 16.5% of the time. Real close numbers. SEMO has 49 kills and Mizzou has 46. Those are just some of the close stats that we've been keeping you updated with throughout this game. And wow, oh wow, has this been a good volleyball game, and I can't imagine how much better it's about to get. These two teams will swap at 8. Do not forget, final set at the Division I level goes to 15 points. We're only going to 15, and these teams will swap sides at 8. You see both offenses on the court getting jiggy with it. Both these teams dancing, keeping the adrenaline moving. You got to keep the pressure out of your head. If you're SEMO, you know who this team is, and you know who you are. You know you can hang with them. If you're Mizzou, you know who you are, and you know that this team is an OVC team. Now, this is nothing against SEMO, but they are playing out of their mind. They're playing fantastic today. They're playing up to Mizzou's level. That's what they're doing. SEMO's playing up to Mizzou's level, and Mizzou has allowed SEMO to play up from their level. Maria Lopez with the serve, and we are underway in the fifth set. Arndt with the dive. Oh, and Lucy Arndt, Megan Holder keeps it up, excuse me. It was Holder to keep it up. Crown over, and Nina Schuberth literally crawls to keep that ball up. You are seeing all the effort on the volleyball court right now, but Mizzou takes the set 1-0. Mizzou hoping to hold SEMO off in this Missouri matchup. They beat them here last year. These two teams, this is their 16th meeting together. Mizzou leads the series 12-3, hoping to continue that with an ace from Zoe Matias Lopez. Matias Lopez adds another ace to her season total. Hits it in the same spot. It goes Lesser to Holder to St. John. And SEMO is on the board in the fifth set. They don't let Mizzou get that large of a lead to start. Schuberth will be back to serve for SEMO. Alexander with 13 kills for Missouri. Johnson with 13 for Southeast Missouri. The kill is going to be awarded to Ariel. Ariel gets the kill, and Megan Holder timed it just too early. That ball goes off of her legs and onto the ground. Tyra Ariel with the kill. Up in the double digits. She has 10. And that one in air. A rare serving air from Desmarais. Desmarais with a serving air, and it brings it over to the Redhawks side. It brings the ball over. Ellie Burns with the serve, and it will go too far. The freshman with a serving error gives it right back to Mizzou. Mizzou gets lucky after their serving error, gets returned with one right back. It'll be Ariel to serve. Ariel's got 19 aces on the season coming into this game. She's got 2 today, so she's got 21 on the season. Marin Johnson, and that ball was not tipped. Mizzou let it go over their heads, and Tyra Ariel will get another serve. Here's Ariel's serve. Johnson with the first touch. Set by Schubert. The give and go to Marin Johnson. Returned in the back line. Avery Torrey hits it up to Nina Schubert, and she has to hit it. The set up for Alexander, and it's going to be successful. Mizzou goes up 4 in the 5th set, and that causes SEMO to take their first timeout of the set. Mizzou comes out in this 5th set playing like we all knew they would. They go on a 3-0 run that causes Coach Yankus and the Southeast Missouri squad to take their first timeout. You see that head coaching huddle of Yankus, Maureen Johnson, Tara Bealsmith, and Mark Moore going on exterior to the player lineup before Coach Julie Yankus goes and talks to her players. Same over here on the Missouri side. You see the coaches huddled up. Coach Sullivan talking to her volleyball head of operations, Emily Garrett. And now she heads over to her huddle to give her players the advice that she's just gotten. The fans are feeling it out in Houck, a sold-out stadium, as we mentioned. We're here in the 5th set. We couldn't have asked for a better matchup so far between the Missouri Tigers and the SEMO Redhawks. Kaylin Alexander has hit 1,500 kills on the day. Not on the day. That would be a lot in one game. But she's hit 1,500 in her career today. She's got 14 on the day, bringing her up to 1,500 career kills, 14 on the day, 5 digs, and 1 ace in today's matchup. It's Tyra Ariel who serves, though, who has also had an all-around game for the Tigers. Ariel with 10 kills, hitting .240, also has 2 aces, 3 digs, and 2 blocks. Playing offense and defense. Ariel doing it all, but Ramiri Gardner got to put a stop to that. Ramiri Gardner plants her foot and lets that one go. Gardner gets SEMO to within 3 and stops the 3-0 scoring run that Mizzou is just on. Johnson with the serve. Crown over to Alexander, who calls for a tip or some sort of way in her point. She won't get it. It'll be SEMO point. And that is going to cause a timeout. The first one that we'll see from the Missouri side here in the 5th set. SEMO takes their timeout, and they make do with it. They stop the 3-0 run led by Missouri and come out with a point. Mizzou sees something. Dawn Sullivan sees something that she doesn't like, or that she does like, that she wants to implement, and calls the team back into huddle. For this Missouri squad, we send them rotate their setters. Marina Crownover started the first couple sets. Then they moved to Serbian national Nina Mandovic. Mandovic played some of the 3rd set, most of the 4th, until they brought Crownover back in the game, and it's been all Crownover since. We've yet to see Mandovic in the game for the 5th set. Nina Schubert leading the digs category for SEMO with 20 on the day. OVC reigning Defender of the Week, was Defender of the Week 2 weeks ago, was 2024 OVC Defender of the Year. Lucy Arndt, number 2 in digs on the day with 17. Arndt has 17 digs and 8 kills. Still 2 kills away from a double-double. Finizzi gets returned. Marias Lopez. Alexander set by Burns. Torrey with the hit. It's returned by Sands. And Alexander with an unreturnable ball. Kaylin Alexander up to 15 kills on the day. Marina Crown over to serve. Janet Demaray in the back row next to her. Crown over to serve with the left. Finizzi in the front row with Alexander and Laboglio. And that is going to be a Mizzou point. Puts them up 4 at the 8th point marker, and we will switch sides. Mizzou goes from the right to the left on your screen. SEMO goes from left to right on your screen. See these coaches huddle up, get a little bit of a chance to talk with themselves and with their players on what they've seen so far. All the coaches having to take all the equipment from side to side, making a seamless change, and they'll do just that. Both these teams preparing for what is about to come from the other. The Tigers versus the Red Hawks. Tigers up 4 in the 5th set, but the key of the game so far has been that no lead is safe. SEMO takes the point and goes down only 3. Amiri Gardner is back to serve. Gardner served deep. Crown over to Alexander. That ball was tipped at the line, but Reagan Nelson saves it. Lucy Arndt, Maya Sands, Kaylin Alexander. Elena Lester kept it up. She did her best to keep it up, but it went out of bounds. Kaylin Alexander is going to be back to serve, and Missouri is up 4. That'll cause a timeout from Coach Yankus of the Southeast Missouri squad, the final one of this 5th set for her. SEMO is going to have to start building this lead right now. Like I just said, no lead is safe. We've seen that be the key all game. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that I've talked about some of these stats being similar today, and let me just show you just how close they are in the 5th set. Mizzou is up 4 in the 5th set. These two teams are currently tied at kills. SEMO has 51, and Mizzou has 51. Both of these teams, the exact same amount of kills. Not in this current set. Currently, Mizzou has 5, and SEMO has 2. Mizzou's up 4 for that reason. For attacking airs, both these teams even on kills. SEMO has 1 more air, 26 to Missouri's 25. I mean, seriously, these stats just identical. Serving airs, SEMO has 11, and Mizzou has 10. Setting assist, SEMO has 50, and Mizzou has 50. These teams have been playing back and forth all day, and as we are sitting at a 4-point lead, I'm not so sure it's over yet. Kaylin Alexander back to serve. Schubert with the dig. A back row set for Reagan Nelson. Crown over saves it. It's sent over by Demarie. Crown over to Laboglio, and Laboglio finds the zone inbounds around the SEMO defense, and Maka Laboglio finds a scoreboard for Missouri. Alexander serve. A little bit of a knuckleball for Reagan Nelson. Burns sets to Arndt, and Arndt gets SEMO on the board. They needed one, and they needed it right then, right there. Lucy Arndt got it done. If SEMO wants this game, they got to build right now. And they absolutely do want this game. Only down 4. This game has been a game of runs. Unfortunately, this team's not going to get a chance to run up to 25. This match only goes to 15. SEMO going to have to make it count right now. Crown over to DeMarie. It's returned by Alexander. Crown over. DeMarie. And it lands out of range for the SEMO defense. And Janet DeMarie on the board again. Been a little bit quiet since the first set. She's got 7 kills now. And Katie St. John welcomes herself back onto the score sheet in a loud way. SEMO down 4. Lucy Arndt back to serve. Served by Arndt. Set by DeMarie. And killed by Tyra Ariel. Matias Lopez back to serve, but not yet. Another timeout will be called first. Mizzou is 3 points away from a win in Cape Girardeau. SEMO doing everything they can to stop Mizzou from getting that win. A close Missouri matchup that we have so far in this game. So, Director of Volleyball Operations, Emily Garrett, talking to the referee. Don't believe there's a challenge being called, but we might just have some input being laid there by the director to that side judge. You see the Mizzou coaches huddle right there between Gabriel, Sullivan, Camargo, and Garrett. Five-point matchup here in this fifth set. Kaylin Alexander leads the day. She's got 15 kills. In this current fifth set, SEMO is hitting 118. They have 17 attacks, and they're only successful 4 of the times. 4 kills on 17 attacks here in the fifth set. Over on the Missouri side, it's just a different story. Also, 17 attacks, but they have 8 successful kills. They're hitting 4-12 in the fifth set so far. Missouri offense just working more than that SEMO offense is in the fifth set. But like I said before, it's way too close to be over. This Missouri offense is good, but the SEMO offense is real good as well. They have Katie St. John, Lucy Arndt, Marin Johnson, all 3 of those available to get the kills. But Missouri wants this win bad. Mizzou 2 points away from a victory here in the Houck Fieldhouse. Mizzou up 13-7 as Zoe Matias Lopez goes back to serve. Matias Lopez finds Lucy Arndt. Megan Holder sets for St. John, and St. John just got a hold of that one too well. Missouri is at game point. Matias Lopez with the serve. Schubert first touch. Holder with the back set to Katie St. John. Maya Sands knocked off of her feet, and we're still playing. Mizzou returns it. Schubert to St. John. That one returned by Matias Lopez, and a whiff from Ariel somehow completes a kill from Tyra Ariel, but it'll be a kill for Marin Johnson instead, who finishes that rally for SEMO. Tyra Ariel somehow misses with the right and continues to play with her left. Outstanding athleticism there by Tyra Ariel. Not enough, though. SEMO gets on the board and hopes to gain back some of this lead right now. Schubert back to serve. Crown over sets to Tyra Ariel. And Tyra Ariel, what an end to this game. 12 kills, 2 aces, 3 digs, and 3 blocks. An all-around game for Tyra Ariel and the Missouri Tigers as they take down the Southeast Missouri State Redhawks 15-8 in the fifth set. What a game for the Redhawks. Not a game to be disappointed of. Maren Johnson leads the way with 14 kills. The co-OVC Freshman of the Week, Katie St. John with 13, and Lucy Arndt, 9 kills, 18 digs. What a game for SEMO, and an even better one for the Missouri Tigers. Leading the way was Kaylin Alexander, who hit her career high, or hit a career mark, 1,500 kills in her career. SEMO's next game will be later this week, this Friday, against Morehead State over on the Mizzou side. They also play this Friday back at home. They host the South Carolina Gamecocks. This has been a presentation of ESPN Plus, and we're going to take a look at some of your highlights to end this game out in the Houck Fieldhouse. The sold-out Houck Fieldhouse for this Mizzou-SEMO matchup. And here are these final highlights. Kaylin Alexander and Tyra Ariel leading the way for this Missouri offense. You see Ariel on that play. You saw Alexander on the one before, and Ariel takes the Tigers out. A huge shout-out to our replay coordinator, Matt Fitzgerald, for those plays, and Missouri takes it out. I'm Kyler Messenger saying so long from the Houck Fieldhouse in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, where the final is Missouri 3, Southeast Missouri 2. All games airing on the ESPN network are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN Plus.